I'm Jen Steinfeld. I'm a graduate of Lesley University's Mindfulness Studies program. So I'm a longtime yoga practitioner, and I was looking to go back to school, and I was kind of at a mid-career point where I really needed a master's degree. And so what I was really looking for was the opportunity to deepen my own practice, but also to do it in a community of people who are interested in the theory and philosophy behind mindfulness, and being able to learn some of the history of the Buddhist roots and how that has been transformed into Western culture, and specifically American culture. And I started school in 2016, which was the kind of first bout of this round of racial uprising and racial tension. And I'd been thinking a lot about that and working quite a bit about that and in my own community, and doing some organizing work in my own community. I was working at a university that was literally founded on the slave trade. And so I thought that being in a graduate program, I had a unique opportunity to explore the academic side and apply the practice of mindfulness. And so I actually wrote a curriculum for educators to utilize mindfulness practices to help unravel the ways that white supremacy is embedded in that culture and in each of us as individuals. And it's more than just an intellectual understanding, but it's really like a heart understanding. And that was my goal with this project, was to really create a pathway for people to get to that heart level of understanding that the ways that our own behaviors impact the kinds of classrooms and environments that we create for students and also with other colleagues. It's been so valuable for me to have done the level of work that I did, both as an academic and as a practitioner, and then to be able to bring that to other groups, and it continues to be timely. So I've always been interested in having interesting conversations, and it seemed to me like there's only so many people who want to address racial justice head on. But if you could talk about the economic imperative of a city grappling with historic racial injustice on an economic front, and the ways that it's a necessity to include growing portions of your population in what your economy looks like, you could get all kinds of people having a conversation about racial justice that were not interested in having a head-on conversation about racial justice. And so I started working in economic development. I'm the director of entrepreneurship and economic development at the National League of Cities. And we represent every single incorporated municipality, 19,000 cities, towns, and villages across the country. So local governments. We have a very active federal advocacy campaign. And so we're able to do a lot of policy work at the federal level. And we also have a whole department that's devoted to racial equity and leadership. And now I have an opportunity to talk with hundreds of cities across the country every year about using a racial justice lens and thinking about their economic development programming. So it's really an honor to be able to do that work. It's really an honor to be able to connect my graduate study with that work. I think the mindfulness piece is really good for me when I get agitated, but also to bring to any kind of difficult conversations, because it helps us to pause and to be able to listen to each other as people and connect to each other with compassion. And that's a really important thing when having a difficult conversation about historical injustice, and where some of us are implicated in upholding that injustice. That's a difficult conversation to have. And really the practice of mindfulness is to pause and absorb and really look at with a non-critical eye, with a non-judgmental eye, at what's really happening. And I think that lends itself well to work on cultural shifts like addressing white supremacy and racial injustice. It's just a moment of stopping and saying, what's really happening here, and where is my space that I can move within that?